What's up, ladies and gents? Ben Pakulski here from the Mi40 gym, and one of the biggest common complaints we hear is, man, it really hurts my shoulders when I do bench press, or I'm training my chest and my chest isn't really growing, or I can't build my inner chest. These are three things that can really easily be addressed by paying attention to your anatomy and acknowledging that your anatomy is different than mine, and learning that the most important thing is how you set up for an exercise. So when you're setting up for a bench press, if your shoulders are in any way protracted, so any way rolled forward, you literally take your chest out of the exercise. So what I'm going to teach you today is 3 exercises to ensure your shoulders are pinned back and down. This is called a position of retraction and depression if you want to get into geek talk for muscle. So most people are thinking, okay, how can I isolate all of those muscles for retraction and depression? But that's not what we want to look at. We want to be very, very specific and isolating specific muscles. I'm going to show you what those are. The first exercise that I think is absolutely necessary in your success in building your chest is push-ups, believe it or not. Why push-ups, and why is that different than a bench press or a dumbbell press? Well, because when I'm using any type of machine or any type of barbell or dumbbell, my scapula is going to be impeded. The natural movement of my scapula is going to be impeded by the bench. Most people are going to end up trying to retract. Their scapula is going to be inhibited by the bench, and I'm not going to be able to get it fully retracted. So what I think what you guys should focus on is push-ups and allowing those scapula to move freely through the range of motion. So watch this. So my first thought is I'm going to pull them back. And then I'm going to think about driving my elbows out, just keeping the shoulders back. And then I come up, keeping the shoulders back. My abs are tight. So as much as this may not be the ideal execution for pec recruitment, it's definitely the best execution for learning how to maintain that position of retraction. Your scapula should be allowed to move freely when you're doing this exercise, but because I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to teach my brain and my nervous system how to keep that muscle retracted and depressed, that's all I'm focusing on. So my range of motion may be slightly limited. All right, so this exercise is going to be the most complicated of the ones I'm going to teach you today. And it's going to take real attention to body positioning and what you're doing. So effectively what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to activate the muscles of my mid-trap that actually pull my scapula down toward the middle and down. So I want to think about pulling the spine of my scapula together and then down. And while I do that, so here's my motion. I'm going to pull it together and down, and then I'm going to try to activate my pecs, which looks kind of like this. And then I'm going to reverse it, keeping my shoulders back and down, and then I'm actually going to let them up so that I have to initiate into that depression and retraction again. So the first position is kind of back and together and then down. So I'm trying to hold them down and then to maintain that position to tell my brain and my body, hey, you got to stay there, and then activate my pecs toward the middle. So check it out. All right, so first I'm going to back up, give myself some distance, and I want this cable pulling my arm in a very straight line when I'm bent over to about parallel with the ground. So I set up that cable height, it's pulling me, notice it's kind of pulling me up so that there's still a depressive component here. So I'm thinking about depression and retraction, holding that, maintaining that stability, and then I'm activating my pecs. Maintaining the retraction and depression, letting it out slowly, all the way up, and then I'm letting it pull me out. And then I'm reversing it. So I'm literally trying to make the muscles oppose where this cable is pulling me. So I'm pulling me back and down toward the middle, hold, stabilize. So the true benefit there is training your nervous system to wire those muscle patterns together. So when we learn exercise, our body remembers things in patterns, like throwing a baseball. We typically will lift our leg, follow through with our arm. Same thing here, we want to teach our body to fire those mid-trap muscles to retract and depress at the same time we're training our pec, and that's the beauty of this exercise. It's definitely the best exercise for teaching this and inhibiting or preventing shoulder pain. All right, guys, so this one's going to be very, very similar. This is actually a rear delt exercise, but one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life was I really felt my rear delt when I was in this protracted position. So I never trained it in a fully retracted position where I had to train those scapula stabilizer muscles, the retractor muscles. So what I've been doing a lot lately is to enhance my body's ability to maintain that retracted and depressed position. I've been training rear delts in that position because it's forced to maintain an isometric contraction while I'm doing these delt movements. Thereby it's going to get stronger, and we're going to teach our brain to be more effective in that position. So notice I take a slightly upward angle, so I still have to kind of fight into depression a little bit. I still have to activate a little bit into depression. So my chest is up, I'm going to retract, I'm going to depress, and I'm going to maintain that. And I'm going to try to oppose the angle of the cable. Notice I'm keeping it back and down before I initiate the rear delt, maintaining that retraction, actually thinking about the retraction more than I'm thinking about the rear delt, maintaining the retraction depression as I let it out. So for most of you, you're going to feel this exercise in your mid-trap a lot more than you feel it in your delt, which is okay, because we know if we are training our rear delts, we are going to do other isolated stuff as well. So there you have the 3 best exercises to start training your body to maintain a position of retraction and depression, eliminate front shoulder pain, maximize pec recruitment. If you want to learn more about this stuff, if you want to dive really deep on exercise mastery, we have something incredible coming at you on how to master exercise for your body in the Mi40 Nation. Click the link below to check it out. You're going to love it. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to change your life. Pakulski from the Mi40 Gym.